So today we're going to learn about installing Terraform and launching an EC2 instance without doing any manual setup. We'll just have Terraform do it for us. So we'll learn some Terraform coding to launch an EC2 instance on our AWS website. So let's go to Terraform. First, we need to download Terraform, then we need to download an editor, and you should have an AWS account so that you can see what instances are running. So I have this account. You can see that there's no instance running as of now. So let's go and download Terraform. So you just need to Google Terraform, download, and it will take you to the correct site, and it's HashiCorp. And you can download as per your operating system. It can be either Mac OS or Windows, most probably. So just download this, and then after that, you go to Visual Studio Code because I use this editor to integrate with the Terraform. So it's the best one, I feel. So you go to visualstudio.com and it detects your operating system, and then you can just download it. As soon as you download it, you just open it. Just don't worry about this right now. And then you go to this extension button and you type Terraform. And then you integrate your Terraform with your Visual Studio. So now you have these types of Terraform, but we'll just take the one that has the maximum reviews and stars. So we took Terraform version 0.2.25.5. Okay, as soon as you download that, you will have some directory structure like this. So you click it open, and then I think you're ready to go. So let's just create two files. First, we'll create a credential file which will integrate our AWS account with Terraform, and then we'll create main.tf, which is the coding file, like the Terraform file. TF stands for Terraform. So once you create those two files, we will be good to go. So let's just, for the credential files, I've already created one, and these are some fake credentials. Don't worry about this. You won't be able to log into my AWS account. So I have created access keys in my AWS account, which you will learn later. I will not cover that in this tutorial. So you just need to put your access key and access secret key ID and save this. And let's just create main.tf now. So new file main.tf. Okay, so in this main.tf, we'll have to have three modules. First will be, I'll show you. So let's just go to Terraform website. So once you, like, it's just very easy. You just Google everything. Terraform EC2 Instance creation app module, and you would just go to this Terraform registry website, and you will get all the code that's needed. So that I have already did something for you guys. So you need three modules. First is provider, second is resource, and third is tag. So let me just show what is the provider. So in this main.tf, we are saying that we're having a provider which is AWS. It can be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be whatever platform as a provider that you're using. So currently we're using AWS, so we're going to say that. After that, I would have to provide the credential key that we just created, credential file. So I will put that. So this is how it goes. It's provider, and then you have to give it some name that was used earlier. So I used AWS, and then this is the shared credentials file, which is at home location. And then profile is code user, and region is US East 2. So this you will learn later in AWS. So AWS, we choose the regions where you want to deploy your EC2 instance. So I used mostly US ES2, East 2, because I am located closer to that region. So that's why I'm hard coding this. You don't have to hard code it, but it's better that way because whatever uh, resources we try to deploy, AWS chooses its own regions and availability zones. So if I don't hard code it, sometimes AWS, if doesn't find enough space in some region, it will just choose some other AZ, and then we are not able to find our resource. So I'm just going to hard code it to US East 2. And then this profile is nothing but the access key that I created in AWS, which you will learn in later sessions. So after that, we'll add the code for creating the EC2 instance. So EC2 instance is a resource. So I'm giving it a name, test, and this is the code for deploying it. So it is AWS instance. And then what is AMI? So AMI is just a machine image that we need to get from AWS. So let me go and show you how to get the AMI. So I have to launch an instance. We're not going to launch it, but we're just doing it to get the AMI. So let's see. After I launch the instance, I should see the AMIs. Yeah. So we're going to use Ubuntu because that's what I'm familiar with. And as you see, this is the AMI ID for Ubuntu. So we're just going to use that. And this is what we're going to do. Okay. After that, we choose the instance type, which is T2 micro, which is the free tier instance. And then we go to tags. So tags is nothing but we're giving this instance a name. So we're doing hello busclan because we're creating a instance for busclan. So this is the instance would be created by this name. So let's see. I've saved it. Okay, so Terraform is now ready to create an instance. So I'm going to tell you about 4 commands in Terraform that you should know. And first of them is Terraform init. Okay, so first let's close this terminal. And once you have created the main.tf, I'll open a new terminal. It takes you to the correct folder by itself, and it's very, very good. I like VS Studio because of that. Okay, after that, you just use Terraform init. Once you use Terraform init, what it will do is it will initialize Terraform and it will tell you, according to your main.tf, what version of Terraform and AWS you're going to be using. So it's just an initialization command. So as you see, it's taking a bit time because it's initializing everything according to the file that we have created. So so Terraform has been initialized. Now, see, the Terraform itself is telling us to do Terraform plan to see any changes that are required for your infrastructure, or Terraform command should now work now. So Terraform plan is command used in HashiCorp Terraform to preview the changes that will be made to our infrastructure when we apply the Terraform configuration. The other command that we'll be using will be Terraform apply. Terraform apply actually executes the statements that we have written in main.tf, but Terraform plan gives us a detailed overview of what Terraform intends to do without actually making any changes to our infrastructure. So now we're going to do the plan thing, but before that, I also added one more aspect to the resource that was a key name, because after I create this EC2 instance, I would want to show you guys how to log into it. So I just created a PPK key, and that I created from here, the AWS console. So key pair, I just added create key pair, and I just did my Ubuntu PPK and my Ubuntu PEM. So it automatically downloads it for you, and so that's what I created. Okay, so now we'll do Terraform plan. It should show that it's going to create an EC2 instance with this AMI ID, this key name associated with it, and the tag will be hello buscon. So let's see. Planning just shows what it's going to do. It's not going to execute anything, so we're good. It takes a minute, so we're going to wait for this. Okay, so it says it's going to add one resource, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy because we didn't have any other changes present in main.tf. So we'll just quickly check if everything is okay. Okay, the AMI ID looks okay. We have the hello bus clan name as the tag. And we have the key name as my Ubuntu PPK. That will help us to log in. So now let's apply it. Terraform apply, and it will take at least a minute. And we can use auto approve as a tag if you don't want to press the yes as a confirm button, but Terraform apply actually asks you if you are ready to apply the changes to existing infrastructure. So we'll just do it like this for the first time. We'll ask for a value and we'll add yes to it. And now it's creating. So Terraform just wants to be super cautious. And now we see that in our AWS console, we still don't have the instance created. So it takes like a minute and a half for the instance to get created, but that's what it's doing in the backend. It's fetching the details from the main.tf and the credentials from the credentials file, and then creating AWS EC2 in AWS, and without us doing anything in the console. So let's see. Yeah, we got the instance ready, and as you can see, its name is hello bus clan. That was a tag, and it's still in the initializing phase because it's going to check its hypervisor and the host details. So after the checks are complete, it will show 2 out of 2. But let's check what we else got here. We got the public IP and the private IP address. We've got the private instance type T2 micro. We got the platform AMI ID that we provided in the main.tf file. Now we need to go check the security groups because we want to log into this instance, right? So we just want to make sure that all the traffic is allowed at port 22 because we will SSH to this instance. So let's see, we'll go to edit inbound rules, and yeah, we see that port 22 is available for all the traffic. You can learn this in the incoming sessions for AWS because this is a whole vast topic of inbound rules. So yeah, we don't have to do any changes. We can just go back and let's see if our instance is running. Okay, it's still initializing, but we can still get the public IP and start to log into it. So we kind of have to wait until the status checks is 2 by 2, or we won't be able to log into this. But as I told you, we had this PPK key downloaded. So we'll use that to log into our EC2 instance. And we can use either VS Code or we can use Ubuntu. So let's see again if it's okay. Still initializing. Okay, it's passed. So let's go back to either Ubuntu, but first let's check the public IP address. Okay, now we go to Ubuntu or any of the tool that you like. I like MobaXterm, so I'm just going to use this as of now. I have to yet integrate the putty to VS Code, but we should do that. Okay, so just put the public IP address at remote host, specify username as Ubuntu because that's the default one. And in advanced SSH settings, just use the private key that we downloaded from AWS console. So I downloaded it here and I'm going to use that. And let's see if it lets us log in. And it's authenticating, and yeah, we are inside. So we are inside the EC2 instance. Let's do the apt-get update so that it's all up to date. And now we have it. we can install anything on this server. We can install Jenkins. It could be our root server, anything that you want. And if you assign an elastic IP to it, we don't have to bother on changing the IP every time we do a stop and start of this server. There's one more command, that is Terraform destroy, that I would like to brush up upon. So to destroy this instance, you just place Terraform destroy and this instance would be destroyed. So this was it. Thank you, and we'll see you in our next tutorial.